Do you want to make your relationship with a fearful avoidant work? It can work. I am confident in you. I believe that it can create a no pressure situation for your fearful avoidant. Now, that doesn't mean that you accept anything, that you put up with anything, that the person can mistreat you, dog you, you're going to be a ride or die chick. Whatever you say goes. That is not what I mean by no pressure. I do not mean to not have standards. I do not mean to not be who you are. What I do mean, though, is that sometimes pressure situations do not work very well for somebody with fearful avoidance because they resist. They always start with a state of resistance in any relationship, any situation, any new thing that you want to introduce to them that feels threatening to them. They're always going to start in a space of resistance. And I'm not saying that you can't encourage them to do some new things or try some new things or, hey, you know what? This relationship would be amazing for us. I'm not saying not to encourage or influence because sometimes they do need a little push, but you got to figure out how hard to push and when to push. That is important. So you probably need to build some really good rapport with them, some really good trust. You need to show them that you are easygoing, go with the flow, that you're not going to be difficult, that you're not going to be bringing to them a lot of new, like, do this, do that. Like, this is all out of your comfort zone because a relationship with you might be the first time that they have just released themselves to be free, to love you, to allow love in, to go deep with you. But you gotta do it with a sense of finesse. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a robot. It doesn't mean that you have to be boring or stagnant. No, you be yourself. They're gonna be intrigued by you. You be your fascinating self. You bring to the table all the good things about you, your hobbies, the things that you enjoy. But I will just say, you want to test things out a little bit before you start throwing a whole bunch of things at them that they just absolutely may not like. Like, for example, you might say, let's go camping, and they're scared of bugs, right? I wouldn't push that. I would not push that. Why won't you go with me? You're so boring, but it'll be so fun, but it'll be amazing, but you don't know what you're missing, but this is what I love to do. And if you cared about me, you would do this too. I would be very careful about that kind of language. If you really cared about me, you would go camping too. You would go bungee jumping with me. You're going to lose them because they're already trying to ground themselves in the relationship, which could be super scary. So they're trying to gain their footing. So if they resist certain things, you might want to show them some compassion. You may want to build trust. Like, it's okay. If you're not comfortable doing this, then it's okay. We'll find something else we can do together. I'll do this by myself, and you and I will find other things that we can do together. Because I've also seen some relationships go downhill because they're trying to force each other to do things that they like, that the other person just absolutely abhors. And I'm not saying like little things, like, let's say you like to go shopping and he doesn't. He might go shopping with you. Like, he might say, I'll sit on the bench. I'll sit on the bench while you run in that store. Or I'll help you carry your things while you get the things that you like. I'm not saying that. You might go to a baseball game with him, but you're not a sports person, but you're like, I can handle that. So I'm not talking about stuff like that. But if somebody says, I don't want to skydive, or I don't want to, I saw this date once on TV where it was the Married at First Sight series, and the guy loved this girl so much, and she acted like she loved him too. But he wanted her to do really rough, aggressive, those trucks that you take through a bunch of mud and rough terrain. And he wanted her to do stuff like that with him. And she was very prim and proper, very ladylike. It wasn't her thing. And it caused them a lot of friction, a lot of upsetness. I don't know if that's a word. But yeah, it caused them to be, it caused unnecessary tension. I feel like she's his lady. If she doesn't want to act like a dude, and not to say that women can't enjoy doing those kinds of activities, I'm not saying that. But if that's not your style, that should be okay. You are not the same person. You are two different individual human beings, and you may not like doing the same things. You might tell him, but I really want you to go get a pedicure with me. I really want you to let them whatever to your give you a pedicure to your feet and your hands and put clear polish on your nails. And he is like, I cannot get down with that. Like, that is just not my thing. I don't want to sit there while somebody does something to my fingernails. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't storm off and have little tantrums like, oh, I'm going to put unnecessary pressure on you. You don't have to like doing all the same things to fall in love with someone. But yeah, you want to make things as no pressure as possible. And another component of no pressure would be, you do not want to start off talking to a man about marriage. He can, if he's comfortable bringing up that topic, then go for it. But a lot of men on date number 1, date number 2, and you're telling him, I'm just telling you up front, I want to get married, I want to have kids, and if that's not what you want, then I don't want to talk to you anymore. Let him get to know you, you sexy girl. Let him get to know you. Let him fall madly in love with your essence. Not tell him on the first date that you are celibate. I mean, could it possibly be okay? Yes. But for some men, that is a complete nightmare. Like, that is not what they want to hear. So you really need to get to know him before you start having these serious talks and telling him what you're not going to do, and I'm not doing this, and I'm practicing celibacy, and if you won't marry me, then I don't want to talk to you. You could totally change his mind by him just getting to know you. And he's like, I don't want anybody else to have her, because she is incredible. Like, I cannot imagine my life without her in it. You want to give each other some time to get to know each other. And by the way, fearful avoidance can want to hop into marriage very quickly, just because it gives the woman at least a sense of security, that there's commitment there, so I can relax a little bit. It's hard for me to be myself if I don't know you're going to always be there. That's that anxious side that gets triggered real quick. So it helps them if they can get a solid, hey, you're going to marry me, right? I'm not wasting my time dating you, am I? But you don't know this person. This person could be psycho. This person could be a narcissist, which is why I wrote my book, The Workplace Narcissist, that you guys should check out, because narcissists can be so charming. And then before you know it, you've fallen for a crazy person, and agreed to marry them. So you need to give some time. Now, some relationships can happen extremely quickly where you just click. It's magic. It's beautiful. It's all the things. So I'm hoping that for you. But at the same time, we're talking about no pressure situations. You do not want to start off with something that you know universally guys get triggered by. They freak out a little bit. It's the same thing with women. We freak out when we feel like the guy doesn't want to get married or have kids. That totally freaks us out. So guys get freaked out about marriage, and it's like, okay, is that all you want? Or do you want to get to know me? So do you have this same approach with every man that you meet? Now, let's say several months in, let's say it's like 3 months in or 4 months in or 5 months in, it is okay to talk about what you want. I'm not saying to hide what you want forever or for even a long period of time, because I think he needs to be able to handle your truth as well. I think he needs to understand most women are going to want to marry you. If we're giving you our time, they're going to want to have kids with you. It's just part of the biology. So I am in no means saying that you should hide this forever. You can tell him even a couple of months in, this is what I want. This is important to me. Make sure you let him know that this is important to me, that this is something that you have to have in order to be happy in a long-term relationship. So it's okay to set that stage and let him know what you want. But I think making demands like a lot of women do because they're tapping into their anxious side. I want you to marry me tomorrow. If not, no, that's too quick. If the subject comes up, then yes, speak your truth. Be honest. Yes, that is what I want. I want to be married. That is important to me. I want that for my life, and it's a beautiful and special thing that I'm looking forward to. So we want to create a nurturing environment for our fearful avoidant partner. And also, if you're fearful avoidant, you want a nurturing environment for yourself. If you find yourself in a relationship with someone who tends to shy away from emotional intimacy, yet craves connections, you're in for a special journey. So we're going to explore a little bit more on how you can cultivate no pressure situations that allow your partner to blossom while feeling safe and secure. So you got to understand fearful avoidant attachment. So let's take a moment to understand what it means to have a fearful avoidant attachment style, because these people often experience a struggle between wanting closeness and fearful vulnerability. They may have faced inconsistent relationships in the past, leading them to feel anxious about getting too close to others. As a result, they might pull away or avoid deep emotional conversations, even when they genuinely desire a connection. So we want to create no pressure situations. So how can you do that with your fearful avoidant partner so that they feel comfortable and free to express themselves without the weight of pressure? So here are some tips. Number one, prioritize comfort over intensity. So when planning activities, think comfort first instead of high pressure situations like fancy dinners or big social gatherings. Opt for low-key environments. A cozy movie night at home or a casual walk in the park can provide a relaxed environment or space where your partner can feel at ease. This allows for organic conversations without the stress of performance or expectations. Number two, embrace gradual connection. Fearful avoidant individuals often need time to warm up to emotional intimacy. Instead of diving into deep conversations right away, start light, enjoyable topics. Ask about their favorite movies, hobbies, or travel experiences. Gradually build the connection, allowing them to open up at their own pace. Think of it as building a bridge, one small plank at a time. Number 3, offer encouragement, not pressure. When your partner does share their thoughts or feelings, be sure to offer encouragement without pushing for more. Acknowledge their feelings with phrases like, I really appreciate you sharing that with me, or it's okay if you don't want to talk about that right now. This reassures them that they can express themselves without fear of judgment or pressure. Number 4, create a safe space for vulnerability. Make it clear that your relationship is a safe space for vulnerability. You can do this by actively listening and validating their feelings. Show empathy and understanding, ensuring they know it's okay to be themselves without any pretense. Consider saying things like, I'm here for you and I want you to feel safe sharing anything with me. Number 5, plan flexible dates. When planning outings, suggest flexible plans that allow for spontaneity. For example, you could say, how about we go for ice cream? If you're not feeling it, we could just take a stroll instead. This way, your partner knows that there's no pressure to commit to a specific plan, making them feel more comfortable. 6, respect their need for space. Fearful avoidant individuals may sometimes need space to recharge. If your partner withdraws or seems distant, don't take it personally. Instead, let them know you respect their need for space and that you're there when they're ready to reconnect. A simple message like, I'm here for you whenever you want to talk or hang out, can go a long way in reassuring them. 7, celebrate small wins. Every step forward is a reason to celebrate. When your partner shares something personal or steps out of their comfort zone, take a moment to acknowledge their efforts. This could be as simple as saying, I'm proud of you for sharing that with me. It means a lot. Celebrating these small victories reinforces their courage and helps build confidence in your relationship. So, nurturing your connection is important. Creating no pressure situations for a partner with a fearful avoidant attachment style is all about fostering a safe and supportive environment. By prioritizing comfort, embracing gradual connection, and respecting their need for space, you can help nurture a deep and meaningful bond. Remember, relationships are about growth, understanding, and patience. By taking the time to create a relaxed environment, you'll allow your partner to feel secure and valued, paving the way for a beautiful connection. So go forth and cultivate those no pressure moments and watch your relationship flourish. Happy bonding! So hey, beautiful people, thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments and what topics you want me to explore next. Your feedback means so much to me. Let's keep this adventure going. Don't break up with me. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. Check out my books on Amazon for insights on enhancing your love life, navigating narcissistic personalities, and exploring the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. Links are in the description. You're amazing, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.